Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Kami dari Kumpulan 3 ingin membentangkan aplikesen domain di bawah tajuk banking. Saya, Wan Nur Farah Amira binti Wan Azmi, nombor metrik 056878, akan menerangkan lebih lanjut tentang introduction and the uses of banking in information technology. Okey, apa itu banking? Banking yang kita tahu iaitu sebuah industri membolehkan kita menyimpan wang, membuat pinjaman ataupun loan, kredit, dan bank ni juga menyediakan perkhidmatan kewangan lain. Banking juga boleh ditakrifkan sebagai perantara di antara pengguna dengan kewangan iaitu duit untuk melindungi, memindahkan ke akaun lain, penukaran wang dan membolehkan sesebuah syarikat yang baru nak memulakan perniagaan membuat pinjaman dengan syarat perniagaan yang nak dilakukan itu mesti ada hasil ataupun untung jika ingin bertahan lama. Banking is a business. Okey, kenapa dikatakan bisnes? Kerana bank ni dia menjual perkhidmatan mereka untuk memperoleh wang dan mereka juga memasarkan dan menguruskan perkhidmatan tersebut dalam bidang yang kompetitif. Penerapan IT di bank menyebabkan satu peningkatan layanan pekerja terhadap pelanggan, kemudahan penyimpanan semua rekod transaksi yang tepat dan menunjukkan pasaran ataupun market ke arah yang lebih efisien dan kompetitif. Dengan adanya IT dalam industri banking, ia telah meningkatkan tahap persaingan dan memaksa mereka untuk integrate teknologi baru supaya customer dapat merasa satu kepuasan apabila menggunakan teknologi tersebut pada masa akan datang. Seterusnya kita move pula ke next slide iaitu the uses of information technology in banking. So, sekarang saya akan terangkan satu persatu dengan lebih lanjut. First, internet banking, also known as online banking, allow a user handle many banking transaction via personal computer or smartphone. Okey, ia membolehkan pengguna mengendalikan banyak transaksi perbankan melalui komputer ataupun telefon pintar. Online banking ni bukan sahaja memerlukan personal computer ataupun smartphone. Internet connection juga merupakan main requirement supaya pengguna dapat akses laman web tersebut dengan lebih cepat. Second point, internet banking ni very convenient, fast and efficient kerana pengguna dapat melakukan semua transaksi sama ada nak transfer to other account ataupun bayar bil secara dalam talian melalui laman web bank mahupun aplikasi bank dan user dapat akses di mana-mana sahaja. Contoh last kali kegunaan IT dalam sektor perbankan ni iaitu mobile money. Mobile money juga dikenali sebagai mobile wallet, a virtual wallet that stores payment card information yang menyimpan data kad pembayaran pada smartphone. Pengguna perlu memuat turun dahulu aplikasi mudah alih sebelum membuat pembayaran di kedai by tapping or scanning a QR code with smartphone or other device such as smartwatch or fitness tracker. Bila dah scan QR code tu, automatically duit dalam akaun bank kita akan ditolak. Apabila pengguna melakukan pembayaran kepada pedagang, aplikasi mudah alih itu menggunakan teknologi yang dipanggil Near Field Communication, which use radio frequency to communicate between device, yang menggunakan frekuensi radio untuk berkomunikasi dengan peranti lain. NFC ni dia macam Bluetooth jugalah. Example application mobile money antaranya ialah GrabPay, Boost, GCash, Alipay and Touch and Go e-wallet. Seterusnya, saya akan menyerahkan kepada Aiza. Aiza akan menerangkan lebih lanjut tentang advantage and disadvantage of information technology in banking.
Saya Nurul Nur Aizatul binti Abdul Aziz, nombor metrik 056883. Advantage of online banking. First, 24-hour account and service access. Online bank are accessible 24 hours as long as you have an internet connection. Some online banks, such as Ali Bank, take this one step further, giving you 24-hour access to a real-life customer service agent. This can be extremely helpful if you don't have access to the internet, or if you feel you need the assistance of a human brain rather than a computer algorithm. Second is speed and efficiency. If you need to transfer money, apply for a new loan, or any banking transaction, you typically have to wait in line at banking location. With an online bank, there's never any waiting. As long as you can log in, you can access your account, request a new credit card, or perform nearly any banking transaction you decide without driving down to a bank or waiting in line. Third is online bill payment. One of the great advantage of online banking is online bill pay. Rather than having to write check or fill out form to pay bills, once you set up your account at your online bank, all it takes is a simple click, or even less, as you can usually automate your bill payment with online bill pay. It's easy to manage your account from one central source and to track payment into and out of your account. Low overhead can mean low fees. Online banks don't have to pay for things like electricity, janitorial service, landscaping, or rent, so they can pass those savings along to customer. Typically, this means that online bank can charge fewer fees than traditional bank. For example, most online banks offer a free online checking account with no deposit, along with other no-fee bank accounts such as IRA. There are a number of online banks with free checking and no minimum balance. If you worry about applying for an account with bad credit, you might be able to open a bank account online for free. No credit check required, although there might be ongoing fees. Lastly is low overhead can yield high rates. In addition to offering low fees, online banks often have the best interest rate. Whether you are looking for a certificate of deposit, a high yield checking account, or deposit account with high interest, such as a money market account, the rates fluctuate. If you look at a current list of best CD rates or best free online checking account rates, you are usually find that the banks paying the best interest rate are online bank. Disadvantage of online banking. Firstly is technology issue. In many ways, an online bank is only as good as your internet connection. If there's a power outage or if server go down, you might not have any access to your account. Some banks offer a phone number for customer service. It may be overwhelmed if online access is down. With a real bank, you can always find someone to talk to in the branch. Second is security issue. While many online banks are reputable and well established, sometimes it can be hard to feel comfortable with a bank that does have a physical presence, particularly when large sums of money are involved. If a website suddenly falls up, what will happen to your money? There's also the risk of identity theft. If someone gains access to your account via a hack or stole password or login credentials. Third is inefficient and complex transaction. Online bank might be able to transfer money between accounts or pay bills, but you might be more comfortable with an international brick and mortar bank if you have complex transaction. Business-oriented banks like Keys have global transaction capabilities, such as the ability to send payment to more than 35 different currencies worldwide that online bank might not be able to master without a real-world presence. Most online banks can even offer the service of a notary public, which require an in-person visit and history for most important financial transactions like buying at home. Next is no relationship with personal banker. Over time, you can develop a relationship with a personal banker if you visit a traditional brick and mortar location. If you're dealing with an online bank, on the other hand, you are typically hand off to an anonymous customer service agent who is unlikely to know you from the next customer. If you are really in a bind, financially speaking, having a relationship with someone who can help and who knows you well can be a major advantage over a strictly online banking relationship. Last one is inconvenient to make deposit. It might seem counterintuitive that a bank whose purpose is to attract asset make it hard for customers to make deposit, but that can be true in the case of some online bank. With an online bank, you can simply drop off cash or a check at a local branch. In fact, some online banks like Ali Banks won't accept cash deposit at all. Using Ali Bank as an example, to make a deposit, you have to mail a check, transfer money from another bank to another account, and or use the bank's e-check deposit service.
Saya Nur Fatin Emeline binti Muhammad Nasruddin, memegang nombor matrik 056946. Saya akan membentangkan tentang 3 example of ICT application in banking industry. The first one is automated teller machine. In short, we call it as ATM. ATM is perhaps most revolutionary aspect of virtual banking. It is a self-vendor machine providing access of transaction services to the customers of bank around the clock. The facility to use ATM is provided through plastic cards with magnetic strip containing information about the customer as well as the bank. ATM ni adalah revolusi dalam dunia perbankan. The facility to use ATM is provided through plastic cards and magnetic strip. Bila kita nak gunakan ATM, kita akan ada satu medium untuk menghubungkan kita dengan ATM itu, dan medium itu adalah plastic cards. It's not plastic card, but it is a card macam debit card ataupun credit card untuk kita withdraw the money, untuk kita cash deposit the money in the ATM. Jadi dalam pada kad tersebut ada mempunyai chip, dan chip tersebut mempunyai information about the customer as well as the bank. Ada information tentang customer, tentang user tersebut, dan juga tentang information tentang bank tersebut. In today's world, ATMs are the most useful tool to ensure the concept of anytime banking and anywhere banking. Many banks are now installing ATMs even off-site for wider reach and at lower cost. Jadi, dalam dunia hari ini, ATM ni digunakan secara meluas untuk memastikan user, untuk memastikan pelanggan boleh mencapainya pada bila-bila masa dan di mana-mana sahaja. Jadi banyak bank sekarang ni, banyak bank macam Bank Islam, Bank Maybank, Citibank, Public Bank apa semua, dia menyediakan fasiliti ATM di mana-mana sahaja untuk memastikan user lebih senang untuk menggunakannya dan boleh mengurangkan kos. The second one is telebanking. Telebanking is based on voice processing technology provided by specialized software. This software identifies the voice of the caller and responds back to him. This facility is primarily used to inquire account balances and summary of transactions. At present, this technology is in nascent stage and under the process of enrichment. Okay, telebanking ni adalah satu software di mana dia akan mengecam suara caller, suara kita sebagai user dan akan respon balik kepada kita. Contoh yang ada dalam bidang perbankan ni, pada saya melihat contoh di HSBC Bank di mana dia menawarkan telebanking punya servis. And saya baca ni dia menyatakan maklumat kita akan lebih secure bila dia memperkenalkan your voice is your password. Replace telebanking PIN with your voice. Maksudnya bila kita nak menggunakan telebanking tersebut, kita tak perlu nak input from keyboard kita punya password. Kita boleh menggunakan voice kita sebagai password. Bila kita nak log in, kita hanya menggunakan suara kita dan menyebut perkataan rahsia, private word tu, dan dia akan mengecam suara kita dan memberikan kita akses masuk ke dalam untuk membuat apa-apa transaksi di dalamnya. Okey, kelebihan dia menggunakan telebanking ni adalah lebih senang dan lebih secure. Kita boleh check account balance, check last transaction, update terms deposit, apa semua, transfer limit maintenance, apa semua kita boleh buat dengan hanya mengawalnya dengan menggunakan suara kita. Memang ternyata lebih secure lah sebabnya suara kita je yang ada, tak ada orang lain yang boleh menyamai suara kita. Macam tu. InsyaAllah lebih secure. Tetapi sesetengah bank selain HSBC masih lagi tidak menawarkan perkhidmatan telebanking. Obviously, telebanking sekarang masih dalam proses upgrade dan ianya adalah inovasi baru dan akan diimplementkan pada setiap bank pada masa akan datang. The third one and the last one is phone banking and mobile banking. Telephone banking refers to the access of account, transfer funds, summary sheet and other banking services through dialing one telephone number. Okay, untuk kita menggunakan perkhidmatan mobile banking ni, kita boleh menggunakannya dengan cara mendial satu number yang kita boleh dapatkan daripada bank. In case of mobile banking, the banking services are provided to the customers having the credit card account. Okay, untuk mobile banking, servis yang disediakan oleh bank untuk customer yang hanya mempunyai credit card bersama bank tersebut. In mobile banking, the services are provided by the Association of Banks and the Cellular Service. Maksudnya, yang ni services are provided by the Association of Banks and Cellular Service Providers through SMS. Maksudnya yang ini bank bekerjasama dengan cellular service tu ataupun telco tersebut, sama ada Maxis ataupun Celcom ataupun Digi, yang akan menyediakan perkhidmatan bank untuk kita yang dia akan tawarkan tu melalui SMS. Telco tersebut akan menghantar mesej kepada kita untuk menawarkan apa-apa perkhidmatan. Sebagai contoh, Bank Islam akan bila ada macam promosi, bukan promosi, dia macam promosi lah. Dia akan, bila dia nak mempromosikan sesuatu benda, dia akan mesej pada kita. Contohnya macam dia nak menawarkan perkhidmatan pinjaman, dia akan hantar mesej pada kita dan memberitahu detail-detail tentang pinjaman tersebut, kadar pinjaman, kadar bayaran. Dia akan memberitahu secara detail melalui SMS yang dia bekerjasama dengan cellular service tersebut. Macam tu lebih kurang. These technical devices have improved the level of efficiency and profitability of banks and enable them to meet the new challenge. Dengan teknik menggunakan device ni, level of efficiency and profitability of banks makin meningkat. Jadi profitability dia makin meningkat. Macam saya guna contoh tadi, dia tawarkan pinjaman dan ada user, ada pelanggan yang bersetuju untuk menerima pinjaman tersebut, menggunakan perkhidmatan tersebut, dan secara tidak langsung benda tu akan meningkatkan lagi profit untuk bank tersebut. Okay, the emerging of applications of IT enable banks to process increased volume of customers' requirements more efficiently and rapidly. Alright, for the conclusion, IT application in banking sector is now almost substituting conventional brick and mortar banking system. Bila adanya application IT ni dalam sektor perbankan, dia almost nak replace sistem manual yang sedia ada di dalam bidang perbankan. However, the application of IT is not free from the obstacles and risks. Walau bagaimanapun, aplikasi IT ni adalah tidak bebas daripada sebarang obstacles dan juga risiko. Jadi, bila menggunakannya, kita pun juga kena ada rasa untuk lebih berhati-hati.
Future or challenges of the application domain for banking. So the first one is challenges of electronic payment system. Payments continue to be one of the most disruptive and dynamic banking businesses. Driving volume-based fee growth in payments is expected to become increasingly challenging for card issuers in 2019. Cheaper digital solutions from non-traditional players and expensive reward programs may make it difficult for card issuers to increase fee income. This is among challenges facing banks in 2019. They'll have to become faster, more efficient, and cheaper for the customers and enterprises. So for the solution is easy payment options, increase the frequency of transactions, and extend a bank's audience internationally. Mobile technology in financial services is the best way to hold and satisfy the customer. With advanced security like biometric authentication and new customer needs, the payment system is improving mobile services and online products by leveraging AI, big data, IoT, and blockchain. Next is cybersecurity issues in banking. The banking sector is the single most targeted area by hackers and fraudsters for obvious reasons. Financial crime costs the global economy 2.1 trillion every year. Approximately 2 trillion a year is laundered, with only 1% getting caught by regulators. Fraud detection and security issues are a big costly headache for the banking industry. One of the most efficient cybersecurity solutions for banks is machine learning and predictive analytics. These technologies can detect network intrusions, secure user authorization, analyze a company's cybersecurity, and predict hacking. What is more, users find instant authentication based on the iris and fingertip scanning more beneficial as the need for memorizing codes, pins, and passwords. Blockchain technology is also a great troubleshooter when it comes to cybersecurity. Last but not least is the challenge to maximize efficiency of the bank. In order to remain competitive in an increasingly saturated market, especially with the more widespread adoption of virtual banking, banking firms have had to find a way to deliver the best possible user experience to their customers. Internally, the challenge to maximize efficiency and keep costs as low as possible while also maintaining maximum security levels has also increased. So for the solution is robotics process automation in banking adopted by the biggest banks in the USA and Japan, 3 years ago helped to save labor costs and gain operational efficiency. However, even small banks operate in a highly regulated industry and are faced with high demands for auditability, security, data quality, and operational resilience. Robotics process automation allows modern banks to meet these demands and achieve significant operational efficiency. The survey shows that the implementation of automated elements into the financial ecosystem brings a lot of benefits, such as high returns, enhanced cross-selling, faster product and service delivery, highly customer satisfaction, stronger financial health in the short and long run. That's all from us. Thank you.